Hi, this is Dr. Graves, and this is another in a series of video tutorials to help students get through the process of writing with Microsoft Word. This video is designed to assist students in the placing of graphics, tables, charts, and the updating of the table of tables, the table of contents sort of thing, that the list of figures that often go in large writing adventures. So here you can see that I've already added 3 images at random into this document at page 7, 9, and 13. And if we scroll down here a little bit, there's a couple of tables. So I'm going to show you how to do that and give you a couple of tricks and tips for making that a smooth sort of thing to do. Again, this template that I'm working from is available to you, and you're welcome to use it at any time. Just contact me in the Department of Geography here at CSUN. So I've brought up an image here of Mickey Mouse. It's a small image. I wanted to start with that 200 by 200. I'm going to copy that image and I'm going to paste it in here somewhere where I would like a reference to Mickey Mouse. So I'm just pasting it in, and there's Mickey. So you can see right now that he has taken up a space of several lines, and you may not want that. And there are no borders around Mickey. So let's fix Mickey up here a little bit and make him fit better into the document. The first thing I'm going to do is to double click on the image of Mickey, and notice that that brings up the picture tools formatting toolbar. One of the things I most like to do is to put a very light border around an image that doesn't have one. And then I want to click on the wrap text tool, and I generally choose square or tight, and they're only slightly different, but I tend to go with square most of the time. And then if you want the object to appear on the left margin or the right margin, you can choose that here, and it will automatically align it. I think this looks good here, but then you can move it about as you would like. So that's something that you can control differently. You notice that there are tools for cropping, rotating, aligning. So let's make sure we're aligned right. And because we want the edge of that image to line up with the far right boundary, the 1-inch margin on the right side. So we're mostly ready here. You notice that the anchor is appearing. That means anytime that you move this paragraph, the image will go with it. So then if I start hitting space, that anchor can be moved up here. I'm just clicking and grabbing it. But if I move it enough times, that should, boom, move him off. And there's Mickey because he's anchored to that paragraph. You can lock the anchor by right-clicking on the image, right-clicking and going to size and position, and lock, selecting that option. And now that image will always stay with this paragraph no matter what. Let's get rid of this over here. And we're just about ready to wrap this up. I'm going to right-click once again, and I'm going to click on Insert Caption. Because I have done what I have done, the steps in advance, the caption is going to label itself figure 2.1. You can change that so there's a period after the 2, and the chapter starts with heading 1, which is sort of our chapter title, so that's all in order. And I like them to say figure because this isn't an equation or a table. And I like the captions to be below the item. Now, you can put a colon here if you would like, or skip that. And I will just add the caption image of Mickey Mouse and period, and then put the source if that's necessary. I'm going to click OK. And notice how neat and tidy that is. But do not stop here yet. You're not quite finished. Click on the image. Notice that it's anchored. I click on the caption and it is not anchored. So there's a chance that as you copy and paste or move stuff around that the caption will become separated from the image. So the thing that you would want to do is to click on the image, press down the Shift button, and then click on the figure. So they're both selected, and then right click and group. Now all of that is anchored. It's not locked, so we may want to, sorry about that, lock that anchor once again. And now no matter where this paragraph goes, the image of Mickey will go with them. So figure 2.1 is in there. If I scroll back up to my list of figures, notice that there is no figure for chapter 2. I am going to right click, update this field, update the entire table, click OK, and notice now that Mickey Mouse appears in the list of figures on page 4 where he belongs. So that's how you would do that. If you wanted to add a table, well, I've scrolled down to a random spot in the document. I'm going to bring over a table from a Excel document. This is just a little more complex than simply pasting one in here. So I've highlighted a table that I created, and I'm going to copy this and I'm going to move it over here and paste it, paste just the values in, and then I'm going to actually paste the formatting in as well. So this is ethnicity and the count. So I'm sort of formatting this the way I might like it. I can do some other things, of course, in Excel, like adding some borders and that sort of thing. There's loads of things that you might do with this. I will leave that to your imagination. It's nice, it's balanced, and I'm going to copy this. And now when I move back over to Microsoft Word and I want to paste it in here, there's a whole bunch of paste options that you can go with. You can keep the source formatting so it looks exactly as it did in the Excel document. You can use the destination style, which means it's using the style of the Word document rather. You can keep a link, which is somewhat complex, so I wouldn't suggest you do that unless you really know what you're doing. If you're very happy with the image, I would suggest maybe you want to paste it in as an image, and that way it's sort of immutable. You can't really change it around. I tend to do this to keep the source formatting, because then I can go back and adjust it a little bit down the road. So there it is. You notice that there's the funny little paragraph marks. That's because I always keep these paragraph marks on so I can see where my line returns, etc. are. Okay, so this is pretty good, but we may want to adjust this as well. It doesn't have as many layout options as it would have if it was a image, and so you won't get the sort of wrap text options as easily. But you can then change the design of the format, and you'll want to go with something that's simple and classy looking, and there are multiple options with this. But we also then need to insert a caption for this. So I have clicked on the little plus symbol here to the right. It's a right click, clicked insert caption. This is not a figure but a table. So I've switched to table, and I will put the colon there and type in random table of data 2, and then the source, and this happened to be the LAPD. It's below, and I'm going to click OK. There we go. I'm going to click on the table and click here. Won't really have to worry about the formatting on this, or in terms of locking the data. You may want to add another return here if it looks too crowded, but that's how to do that. Now if you were just pasting the image of the table in as we did before, there I pasted it using paste special and as a bitmap. Click. Here we can double click on it and it brings up the text wrap options as if it's an image, and perhaps you would like that better. And then to insert the caption, we call it a table again, and then we'll just call this random table of data 3, and then period source LAPD. Okay. And here we're going to once again right click, click on both the caption and the table and group it, and then you can also do the layout and lock the anchor and that sort of thing. Let's go back up to our table of tables, or our list of tables. Right click into the middle of that, update field, update the entire table, and now we have 2 new tables added into Chapter 3. That, hopefully you found useful, and that concludes this video tutorial.